Hello and welcome to episode 142 for Schnozzcast on Saturday, September 25th, 2021. How are ya? It's Bob, joined by co-hosts of the tenacious variety, Nick Bader, Cory Slesky, Todd Dillon, and we'll have a special guest joining us momentarily. So, go ahead, Cory.
He made it just in time.
Just in time.
At the buzzer.
Just in time.
Yeah, we appreciate it, man. It was we were sitting on our hands. What's gonna happen? Todd's got to be here.
We got to do it.
All right, if you're new to the podcast, thanks for tuning in. You can catch us here every weekend at around this time, give or take a couple of minutes. But in the meantime, if you'd like to catch us on superior high-def audio, you can stream us on iTunes, Spotify, Pandora.
You're just going to put
Amazon
accents
Music.
on all of them now?
Yeah.
That's your recovery from that?
Audibly, Stitcher, and everywhere else where you can get a podcast. You could also find us on social media on
PanTube.
Sorry about that.
what the kids are calling Instagram, YouFace, and
It's going to be a long episode, everyone.
and FaceTube
God.
at Schnozzcast. You can also email us at schnozzcast@gmail.com, or you can text or call us on the Shocker line at 618-SHOCKER.
The Shocker line.
And that phone is actually in our possession and powered on and ready to go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Cory,
Yes?
it's a landmark. This is a landmark. You're right in my field of vision.
Sorry,
Cory.
It's just easier.
I'm still
Answer him a little quicker, okay?
trying to
Yes, Bob.
gather all my thoughts.
It's a landmark episode.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Thought. I'm trying to get
There
my
we
thought.
go.
It's a landmark episode. Your heroes in the Schnozzcast are trying to slowly but painfully move on from the world of Fireball into some other sort of liquor.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's all for that.
Oh,
guess.
okay. I have some insane housekeeping.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
That I just came across about an hour and a half ago.
Okay.
I got a call from my sister, Callie,
Yeah.
who is currently in Myrtle Beach with my mom and Scott. And Callie's new, well, I didn't realize how long it's been. I guess it's been a year already.
Okay.
And guess who just got engaged?
Oh, I already wished him congratulations on Facebook.
Oh, tell your mom congratulations.
Oh.
I'm sorry. I had to. I mean,
Hey, Mom.
there's only two choices there.
Where's that 10
Yeah.
grand?
Go the other way.
Where's that 10 grand?
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah, so I had no clue.
Yeah, I saw it on Facebook a few hours ago, and happy congratulations or whatever you say.
Yeah, apparently he talked to Danielle about it, but asked my mom like because they've been there since Monday last Saturday,
Wow.
and asked her like 3 days ago. So
Are you guys going to do a bargain wedding?
Twofer.
yeah,
That'd be cool.
oh that'd be awesome.
All right, Selesky number 1 upstairs.
I was gonna say
Selesky number 2 downstairs.
You can't even use our initials because they're the same.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So
All right. So one tux. Which one of you is going to wear the coat? Which one's going to wear the pants?
shotgun coat.
Wow. That's huge news. Congratulations, Callie and Dylan.
Congratulations. Nice name.
I'm sure they're not listening, but that's fine.
If I wasn't in such a huge rush to get here, I was actually going to tell them make sure they tuned in right away because I knew I wanted to talk about it. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they are.
Probably doing other things.
I would hope.
You never know.
You guys know me. I am.
Yeah.
If you go back and listen to previous episodes of the Schnozzcast, which why would you? But if you did, you'd know that I have always been willing to put myself and all of you at great personal risk of embarrassment in the interest of telling stories.
Okay.
So here's my query to you guys. So I'm out at Bob Evans getting breakfast a couple weeks ago.
As one does.
Down on the
As
farm.
one does. Love Bob Evans.
Down on the farm.
My dad used to take us there when we were little kids, and he called the Big Red Restaurant and go there and get biscuits and gravy every time. And my dad used to get a glass of tomato juice, and he would put cracked pepper on top of it. He'd just keep keep twisting it in there, and drink it. And as you do when you're a young lad, you look up to your dad, and so I wanted to do it too. And for all of my life, whenever I go to Bob Evans, at no other time, I've never bought tomato juice for my house in my entire life, but every time I go to Bob Evans, glass of tomato juice with pepper. So I go there the other day and make my usual order, and she's like, yeah, we don't have tomato juice. I'm like, oh man, you're out of it, huh? She's like, no, we don't carry it anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? You don't carry? Why would you not? She's like, sir, probably in the last year we've sold 3 glasses of tomato juice, and I'm going to guess they were all to you.
Can I interest you in a peppered fruit punch?
I'm like, well, what the fuck now? I mean,
do they allow outside juices or condiments?
So that's where I'm going. So hold on. So that's the first half of the story. The second half is yesterday.
Hopefully, there's a third half that I'm thinking of too.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
3 halves.
Young
That
Jack
doesn't
shut up.
add up.
Young Jack got himself a new automobile, and on the way to pick up the new car, I picked him up at the house and drove him out there, and we were talking about. He's like, "Oh man, we drove right by Miller's bar, Todd's favorite burger, in the Dearborn area."
Yeah. Best mediocre bar burger ever.
Yes, that is a fair assessment. So the dealership is right across from Miller's. So he pointed out, I was like, when's the last time you were at Miller's? I'm like, oh man, it's been forever. I'm like, you know what? I think I'm going to go there for lunch today. But damn it, my ATM card has been on the fritz. I just got a new one, and like everywhere I go, it's been problems. And they only take cash. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, I got like a bunch of cash from, tips from the job. I go, perfect. If you can hook me up, I'll just Venmo it right back to you, and that'll save me a trip to the ATM. He's like, cool. So we pick up the car, and on the way out, he's like, you still going to Miller's? I'm like, yeah. Eventually, he's like, well, you want to just go together? I'm like, that's a great idea. So we go to Miller's, get a burger, sit at the bar, and at Miller's, the order that I've always gotten, which is not surprisingly the same that my dad always got when he took us there when we were kids, is cheeseburger medium and onion rings. But then we asked them to bring Grey Poupon for the onion rings.
That's gross.
The spicy mustard. It's
nasty. Yes,
perfect.
I know.
It's beautiful.
It's not
Gotcha.
really
So
spicy.
I asked for the same thing, and they're like, yeah, I don't think we've got any of that. I'm like, are you out, or do you not carry
No Grey Poupon?
Yeah, we don't carry that anymore.
Oh,
like,
no.
Okay. Now I can't go to Miller's. I can't go to Bob Evans. What is this world coming to?
You're asking for weird things at places that probably wouldn't have those things.
But they've had those things for decades.
You're going to a hole-in-the-wall bar burger place and asking for Grey Poupon instead of yellow mustard.
But they've had it since the 50s.
And you're going to a breakfast place asking for tomato juice.
I think you're missing my point. They've had it
I think you're making great points, Bob.
So here's my query. My query is, and I asked this to Jack, and I want to know what you guys think. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all what an old man would do, but number 10 being absolutely 100% old man behavior.
Yes.
Would you first avoid going to the restaurant anymore?
No.
The fuck is wrong with you?
Because they don't serve your food.
No.
First of all, it's not your food.
Well, they don't serve the food the way that you like it.
None of that is food.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, that would be a what?
A 10 being the
most old man thing.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
That's a 10.
A 10, yeah.
That's not even. You can't put a number to that.
I don't understand what we're voting on. What are we voting on?
He wants to know how old manish it would be for him to bring his own tomato juice.
No. The first one is refusing to go there anymore because they don't serve the food the way that you like.
No, that's just ridiculous. The food is served perfectly. They just don't have condiments and drinks you want.
Right. So the second scenario is bringing your own Grey Poupon and tomato juice to the restaurant.
No, that's super weird.
I think the second one is a 10 out of 10 for old manish.
Okay.
And the first is a 4 because similarly, Bob, I think as a child, my favorite thing was going to IHOP for those people who don't know, the International House of Pancakes. And the one thing that we never ever had in our home, you couldn't find in the grocery store when I was a kid, was boysenberry syrup. And so that became my thing. I loved the boysenberry syrup. So again, a condiment. Now, if you go to IHOP these days, I every time I go in, I'm like, "Hey, do you guys have the boysenberry?" No, never heard of it. We stopped carrying it 20 years ago. I don't go to IHOP anymore.
You don't. Okay.
So I'm with you, Bob. And I think the correct thing to do is just not go back. But every now and again, I get forced into it by Mary. When we were in Colorado, she dragged me, or in Oregon when she dragged me to an IHOP. And again, I do the thing knowing that they're going to say, "Hey, you guys have boysenberry?" No,
Right.
I'm like, this place sucks ass. But I do have boysenberry in my pantry right now, but I don't take it with me because that's old manish.
Yeah. Okay. So the third thing would be what I actually ended up doing at Miller's, which is I didn't touch the rings, and I asked for a bag, and I took them home, and I ate them with my own Grey Poupon out of my fridge.
That's what I'm talking about.
Is that?
But they were soggy then.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah, they weren't as good, but weren't they? Maybe they were better.
Why don't? I mean, you could solve the Miller's thing very easily, and it wouldn't be very old manish.
Okay.
If you came in with your own, little squeeze bottle of Grey Poupon, that would be super weird.
It would
if
be.
you like opened a trench coat and had like a can of tomato juice and a squeeze thing of
Yes.
Grey Poupon,
That
would be really weird. But if you knew you were going to Miller's and you like went on
brought the tomato juice by accident?
No, if you went on Amazon and bought like the little plastic packets of Grey Poupon that they definitely have. I've seen those before.
Yeah.
And bought like a bag of those and keep them in your car and then just like grab 2 or 3 of them and when you go into Miller's, like that wouldn't be weird because it's like a little ketchup.
That's dorky and weird.
Well,
Nick, that's strike 2 things. I'm gonna order packets bullshit.
No. That's
I would
way
tell
better.
Miller's I'm not coming back unless you guys invest, and I'll give you the $3 right now. Invest in a jar of Grey Poupon.
Well, so
I think that's the better way to do it.
the problem with that is not too long ago when they did carry it and you asked for the jar, like if it was me and Jack and Cecilia all going to eat, we would probably go through like a half of the jar for 3 orders of rings.
So, fine. Hey, so if you like the place, once again, go to man and say, "Hey, I am gonna buy you because you cheap bitches are too lazy to go buy Grey Poupon. I'm gonna buy a giant jar of this shit and give it to you, and I expect to have it when I get here."
Yeah.
Or you just tell no one and you buy 25 squeeze bottles of Grey Poupon and all the little serve stations, you put them in there. And then be like, "Oh, it looks like you're carrying it again." Like, just don't tell anybody. Every time you go there, bring a bottle and just sneak it into one of their little ketchup stations.
That's what I'm talking about. I like that idea. That's better than the packets thing.
I'm sorry, Todd. It sounds like we're losing you. I think there's some pork that needs to be checked on.
I think that I think that each of us has our own little peccadillos and the way that we like things a certain way. So I kind of put this in that category, but rather than being acting in an old man way, I'm like, let me see what the crowd thinks of this.
I just want to know, what your dad. So he would just drink the tomato juice and pepper.
Yeah.
They didn't have
sprinkle
vodka.
It's a Virgin Bloody Mary.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. He would sprinkle the pepper.
No, that's
in the
not
tomato
exactly
juice
what
and
it is,
drink
but
I mean, they have spices and hot sauce.
yeah, there's a lot more that goes into Bloody Mary mix
lemon
than
pepper, Worcestershire sometimes.
Maybe he did that, but maybe when he caught wind that I also wanted to do it, he was just a little. Let me just stick to the pepper.
So
I guess.
here's the real question, the real old man or power move question.
Okay.
If your dad was like trying to stomach taking kids out to breakfast, like, "Oh God, I gotta go fucking take these kids out to breakfast." Did your dad have like a little cigar snifter of vodka in his coat?
Vodka.
That
That's what
when
I
you
would-
guys looked
He
the other
did.
way, he went right inside.
Absolutely. I bet Dollar Donuts he had a little
No.
frickin' those little minis in his
I
pocket.
bet he did have little airplane bottles.
No, my dad was never.
No, he liked tomato juice with pepper. Okay.
My dad was never like a closet drinker, or like his drinking was out in the open. He played softball, he played golf, he coached
Yeah, but you
football.
can't drink it.
But I'm saying
At Bob
like,
Evans.
yeah, he would never. He wasn't a wake and drink kind of a guy. He wasn't a guy who needed to like drown his sorrows or like drink to get through the day or any of that kind of shit. So no, I don't think that ever happened.
I'd like to think it did.
Oh, that's fine.
I hope.
And I
I hope
also
he had
feel-
a meat, and he was just breaking the rules at Bob Evans because that's bullshit.
I also feel like your dad
They
was
should survive. Sorry.
single-handedly. No, you're good. single-handedly keeping them that stuff in stock. Like the only reason why Bob Evans on Michigan Avenue had tomato juice was because your dad would go there.
And then I picked up the torch and
same thing with the Grey Poupon at Miller, which I didn't even know they had at one point.
Your dad's probably like, Robert, for the last 45 years, I have kept tomato juice constantly in stock by going once a week to Bob Evans. You obviously dropped the ball and only went once in a blue moon. You have to know that you got to go every week and request it. I did this for 45 years, and finally they're not having it anymore because of you.
I'd like to think that were he still alive, he'd have a few other things to say than a commentary about the tomato juice stock at Bob Evans. But yeah, I see where I mean, I think he was keeping those places in stock. But again, he was a lot like Cory's gas station runs, or your, he
was methodical.
Things that he liked, and he liked in the way he liked them.
Yeah.
He actually, his thing was service. So when he went to Miller's, it's all a cash business, right? So there's no bill, and you have to pay cash. So they don't take down what you order. You go up to the cashier, you tell them what you had, and then they go, okay, you owe us $42.50.
Right.
And then you give them $42.50 plus whatever tip, and then that's it. And if you don't have cash, there is an ATM out by the front door right now, but for a long time there wasn't. And
they never had one.
They'd be like, oh, I guess you're fucking washing dishes because we don't take your credit card here. So thanks, fellas. I needed a bit of expert opinion on that.
You are more than welcome.
Yeah, I knew I can count on you guys.
That's what we're here for.
I'm happy to.
Hey, real quick, Todd, I want to dish it over to you before we get into the first segment and bring in our first guest. Or actually, he's a good. Let's bring him in now. Let's bring it. We've got a special guest sitting in the room, waiting patiently for me to get done with my stupid story.
Hey, we were on at the same time too.
Mr. James Crabby Pappas.
Crabby.
What about?
Hey there, buddy.
I've got your problem solved. Problem is Todd's fucked, but we have Bob and Bob's problem solved with the Grey Poupon and the tomato juice. I don't have anything for the boysenberry syrup though. I'm sorry, Todd.
Right.
So here's the you can get the tomato you can get
Whoa,
That's rough.
that is
Sorry.
rough.
crazy, nuts, and I want to. I'm going to challenge you too. I have drank at Bob Evans, so there is alcohol at Bob Evans. You just got to bring it in yourself. Really late.
That's what I'm talking about.
Really, so I'd like to challenge that. This is my first challenge on the Schnozzcast tonight.
Crabby, can you
And
go
the
back and
boysenberry syrup, Tom. If you were in the Detroit area, I would have solved because I do know how to get that, but you can't get it out west where you're at, there, bud.
No, I am able to get it out here. I have some in my pantry right now, so we were able to get it out here. But
No, I mean at an actual restaurant. I could point you to a restaurant here from back in the D. You're back in the D. I could hook you up.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just stopped going to IHOP. I mean, they don't get it right now.
Yeah, you are a man of principle. I will tell you, you're a man of principle. You give solid C minuses and a strong mediocre burger. Those are a couple things that you'll pass out. You're not afraid. So anyway, what's up, fellas? It's good to be on, man. It's good to be on.
Hey, man, we appreciate you joining in anticipation of your triumphant return to the studio next Saturday night.
Oh, man.
Oh, can't wait. Looking forward to it. Gonna be awesome. My favorite time of the year, fall football season, and I get to come on and be a host on the Schnozzcast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, what the hell, Nick, you're going to be outnumbered.
And it's my birthday month. Get out of here, and it's my birthday month. It's fantastic.
Another guy who does
Doesn't
the
get any
whole
better than
month-long
that.
birthday? What the fuck? All right.
Love to hear
No,
it. Crabby.
it's my birthday month. Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
And another little fun fact about Miller's is first place I ever bought when I was underage. You want to guess what age?
12.
Ooh. Come on, man.
16.
Yeah. Anybody
18.
else?
18.
15.
Day before you
Well,
told me.
16 and 12. 16 and 12 are both equally even. 14.
You were 14.
14.
14. Yep.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I grew up Catholic. What are you gonna do?
So we're gonna see how this goes tonight. We kind of all put our heads together and said that we want to take a break from Fireball for a little while. So Bob and I were racking our brains to try and figure out what. Obviously, there's other liquor, and it's hard to look in that direction because we always go with what we know. And so we've decided tonight on Revel Stoke roasted apple flavored whiskey.
Did you just go over there to look at it?
Why
'Cause
wouldn't
I
you?
just did the same thing.
Yeah.
we both took 2 separate trips. So I was go, what the hell do we buy again?
Yeah, exactly. I know it was roasted apple, and then Corey's got what flavor is it, Corey?
Mango pineapple.
Mango pineapple Svedka.
Svedka, yes.
So let's. This could be a shit show. I don't know.
Jesus.
Jimmy, you got
It's already a shit show.
Jimmy, you got bourbon, I assume.
Yeah, I got a little number 9, which is a collaborative effort from the Cedar Ridge Distillery in Iowa and Slipknot.
Wow.
The group Slipknot. Yeah, it's excellent.
The group
It is
Slipknot?
excellent. I got it when I was in Cedar Rapids. Yeah, I got it in Cedar Rapids. I was in Cedar Rapids about 3 weeks ago, and a friend of mine got it. She got it for me as a present when I was coming to visit her.
Wow.
Good stuff.
Todd, what do you got
Yeah,
over there?
I highly recommend it. 99 proof, little more on the rye side for a whiskey. Good stuff.
Todd, what do you got going over there?
I got myself some Heritage Distillery brown sugar bourbon again. I'm back to the brown sugar, baby.
Brown sugar.
How long you been hitting that bourbon? Has it been a couple hours now?
Well, I started at 8:30.
8:30?
I wanted to get, and this is 99 proof bourbon. So
I love it.
Yeah.
Was that batch
Crab's
number
getting
9
prime.
or shot number 9?
Slipknot number 9.
All right. Well, if you got them, guys, put them in the air. Do a shot with us. If you're drinking coffee, good for you. It's going to be these gentlemen in about a few days, actually, for Sober October. Cheers.
Cheers.
Shazam.
Huh.
Brown sugar.
That's not bad.
No, that's not.
Not terrible.
Gives me all warm and tingly in my warm places.
Course is terrible.
No, it really wasn't. It definitely needs to be colder.
It's terrible. It's
It just got put in the freezer like
And you know it.
15 minutes ago.
Not a mango fan? Todd?
Yeah. No, I love mango. Svedka, trashy blended vodka.
I had to steer away. There was one there, and it wasn't Svedka. I'll tell you that. But I actually had a girl one time leave a like tropical Grey Goose or something. I forget what the flavor was, but it was something tropical like that, and it was Grey Goose. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I'll definitely finish this. And I think it might have been mango or something. And I took she was drinking it with like Sprite or something, and I poured it. I'm like, yeah, it was like the next time everyone was here. I'm like, I got a little treat tonight. We're all gonna do some Grey Goose, and I poured a few shots, and I tasted it, and it reminded me of like being in high school and walking into the bathroom while my sisters were spraying Garnier Fructis, and like you accidentally got some of it in your mouth. Like I was like, oh my god, this tastes like hairspray. It was disgusting. I'm like, because the alcohol, the strong alcohol flavor, and like the artificial mango. I'm like, okay, no, I can't have this. It had to go. So hopefully that's much better, Corey.
God.
Yeah, no, I'm good with it. Like I said, it does need to be colder, but
Yeah, I'll work on that.
thank you.
Quick question.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Can I add you real quick?
Sure.
What's the deal going on in October in coffee? I heard Nick say something about Sober October.
Yeah. So Corey and I are going to do Sober October. I'm going to start in the 3rd because I've got I've got arrangements on the 1st and the 2nd, but I'll be going till November 3rd. So, Corey, are you starting the 1st?
I'm
Wait.
starting
I
on the
still
first,
object. I strongly object. And I want to be in for me.
You can join.
We talked about this. First, October is October, not October 3rd. I mean, and I want to be in this thing for money.
No, I'm not. We're not. I'm doing it for the health benefits, Todd. Not to get rich.
Corey and Bob went and saw their cardiologist, and they said this is probably necessary. So
I don't need to. I already know. What the is.
Well, I'm sure his cardiologist will say, "Hey, well, then you should take the whole month of October." You put.
My thing is I told the guys today, I said, listen, I've been on the fence about this. It was something initially that Bob wanted to do, and then Cory came up to me and said he was going to do it as well. And I was like, am I going to be the only guy not doing this? Like, oh, God, I guess Nick really has a problem. He can't do it. Everyone else is doing it. But I'm like, this is just an idea that Bob came up with on his own. He wasn't, like, parading around talking about it.
It's not like I invented it,
but it wasn't like you were like, hey, guys, we should really do this.
No.
My thoughts were, I'm like, listen, if you want to do, just because it happens to fucking rhyme with October, like, that's fine.
Does.
But I would do it like in April or something. Don't do it around the fucking holidays. I love Halloween. It's my favorite time. We go haunted housing and all that good shit. And,
No,
Cory just had a rogue cough into the microphone. But for me, it's like, I got stuff I want to do. Like I love cider and Captain Morgan and things like that. Like when we go on the hay rides and shit. And I'm like, I'm not sacrificing my October because of this stupid thing because you guys just decided to do it this month. So if you want to do it, come see me in April or fucking February, and we can do that.
I might do it again in April.
Yeah, we could do. I'll totally do that. But
it doesn't matter what the name of the month is. It's just a good prompt to that's a good idea.
Nick and I were on the phone yesterday, and he's like, yeah, I've been going back and forth about doing the Sober October thing with you guys, and it just it's October, and I can't. We do the haunted housing. I was like, okay.
I don't know why you guys are ripping on Nick. I'm trying to get into this thing, and you won't let me in. You guys stiff arm.
No one's stopping you.
I want to be in. I want to be in for
you.
money, and then want Bob to start on the first like everybody else, like normal folks.
Now, it's already not going to happen.
Bob's going up to hang out with college people and drink lots and lots of booze.
That's right. And the next,
so you lose. It's Sober October then.
I'm not betting.
It's sober a couple of days.
I'm going to be able to look myself in the mirror, Todd Dillon, and know that I'm doing something good for myself. Whether I start on the 3rd or the 1st, it doesn't matter.
I say we do Sober Febtober.
Exactly. Exactly. Hey, when I did Sober February, and you guys ripped on me every day every time we did the podcast, yes. I didn't go, but I'm going to take this weekend off because I got to go play with my friends.
I'm not taking a weekend off. I'm just starting the month 2 days late. That's all.
And I don't think anyone gave you shit, Todd. I think
we did, and I expected you guys giving shit.
Hey, go back to the history. Go back.
We did.
Listen to for our listeners out there. Go back and listen to the tape.
Yeah,
I got abused for not drinking. Yes. And Bob is a rule breaker. I'm going to do Sober October-ish.
Yeah,
this is crap.
This is something I was going to do. I didn't tell you I was going to do it.
Sober
I didn't commit to doing it. I didn't bet.
Do Sober November.
I love drinking in November.
Bloody Mary.
What sort of sex promises are on the line for this? Because you didn't come up with this on your own.
No, this is my. Fuck you, dude. Yes, this is my idea.
That's all I'm looking for. That's all I'm looking for.
Oh, there's the
so
first
let me get this straight. You guys
would
rather that I started on November 1st than on October 3rd. It's that big a deal.
No, that's No Shave November. You can't.
Yes,
you can't
there's you guys here, Bob.
Because it's the Sober October.
It has nothing to do.
Don't call it that then, Bob. Call it
I support you.
Sober part of October. Why don't you call it that? And then let me in for the bet. And we'll do $100 a man.
I say it's
fantastic.
I say it's called Somewhat Sober October.
I'm ready to move on because I don't give a fuck about the bet that you want to do, and I'm just in it for me.
I want
health.
How come you let me in, Bob? How come you let me join your crew?
I don't have tomato juice anymore with my biscuits and gravy. I don't have Grey Poupon with my onion rings. Stop taking away
my
Sober October.
He's on the edge. Bob's on the edge. He's on the edge.
Bob,
I support you 100%. I think just call it fiscal Sober October.
October-ish.
Whatever you said.
Part of October.
If you really want to show some absolute dedication and stamina, I say Cory can't chew, Bob can't smoke, and I can't vape for 1 month. Then you're gonna like
that's already what I'm doing.
I'm not, and I'm stopping chewing too.
Yeah.
I want in.
Done.
Can we get
no? Because I'm not starting the first, so you're not in.
And I want money on the line.
You're out.
Come on.
You never were in.
I want to be in.
Well,
maybe
you should start giving me shit about starting on the 3rd.
Todd, you're in.
Yeah, we could put it to a podcast.
Don't call it Sober October. Call it sober when I feel like being sober.
See, this is why you're not in. You're not in. You do your own shit out in Seattle, and we're going to do our October 3rd to November 3rd stuff here.
This is exclusion.
Isn't he more north than us?
That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that.
Sober October, except for the days I want to go drink.
All right, I'm ready to move on here. We're going to get into gentleman's agreement.
Oh, it's the MF and gentleman's agreement. Oh, done.
Yeah.
Brown sugar.
See, Jimmy knows what's up.
All right. All right. I want to start with who do I want to start with here? I want to start with Cory because I don't know what the fuck you watched. You were assigned First Man, but then
I was gonna say,
midweek
so-
you're like, I already watched that, and I never heard what it is that you actually
He
watched.
probably found something he's already seen, and he's
Probably, I don't know.
done. Watched it. Totally watched it. Because that's a Cory move, because Cory is a sneaky, sneaky person.
So
Yeah.
in an unprecedented move, yes, that is what happened. I went to go watch First Man. Not exactly that, but I did went to go start First Man, and I realized I had already seen it. So I texted Nick, and he was like, hey, well, just look at the list on OneNote and pick something that I've been assigned or was in my list that you haven't seen. So I did find something that I had not seen, being The Finest Hours.
Why do I also have the Bill Murray Experience here for you? Were you?
That's what I gave Nick last week.
Did you say you were also going to watch it too, or you'd already?
I've seen it.
I don't know why. Okay.
No. Because Cory told me,
Oh, the one that you watched.
I'll
yes.
do you one better, and I'll watch what you had to watch. And I'm sure that didn't happen.
We're going to stand by on that one.
So
Sorry, you watched The Finest Hours?
The Finest Hours.
So you just dropped the bag all the way around. You told
Not
me you
really.
hadn't seen something, but you did.
Well, because when
And then 2
How
days
could you
before,
assign it to Nick without having seen it?
and then because he was a slip of the tongue, and then a really big slip of the tongue where he totally named a different movie. But also 2 days before the podcast, he's like, it turns out that I've already seen that. So can you give me another movie? I'm like, look, man. Every time I try and give you a movie, you're like, seen it? Of course I've seen it. I've seen it. Oh, of course I have. And so I'm like, I'm not about to fucking chatter.
That down, Steve.
Yeah, I'm not going to chatter on like a fucking monkey here. Pick something from the list. And he's like, done. And I'm like, okay, that just means Cory's going to find something he's already seen on my list and be like, oh, just saved myself 2 hours.
No, I didn't. Actually, I have not seen The Finest Hours. Did not know it was a Disney movie. And then,
Finest Hours. Remind me what that was?
I'm about to.
Oh, okay, good.
I was
should have
watching.
watched Jingle Jangle.
Yeah, no,
Enough with the jingle jangle, dude.
I definitely crossed that one off right away.
Oh, don't worry. It's going to be a sign around Christmas to somebody.
So
Misery loves
Absolutely.
I was watching the trailer of The Finest Hours to make sure I hadn't seen it, and Dan was like, "Oh, I assigned this to Nick months and months ago." I was like, "Oh, okay." So I'll go with that. So The Finest Hours is the true story of the U.S. Coast Guard
Oh, I love that movie.
attempting a near impossible rescue on an oil tanker that was falling apart during the winter months in Cape Cod. And the crew was stranded out on the oil tanker that had basically split in half. And the seas and conditions were so bad that basically the higher ups in the U.S. Coast Guard were like, well, we'll send a crew. And then basically told the crew, like, hey, if you guys don't make it out of the bay, we can't prove that there was no way you couldn't do it. So just come back. So basically they were telling them to abandon the mission and not even really try.
Yeah, the storm was like so horrible that they were like, there's no way that we can, in a cutter like of the times in the 50s. Like,
Yeah, it was 1952.
We can't make it out there safely. There's no way because it's just too bad.
Yeah. So the captain of that Coast Guard ship that was sent out, of course, there's a love story mixed in with he meets a girl, they fall in love, and they're supposed to be getting married. But it details the story of what occurred with the USS Pendleton was the oil tanker.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if I remember this, and I might just be talking to my ass. Did they lose contact with the ship, and they were curious as to what was going on with it, and they knew with the storm, and there was a rerouted ship in the area that they sent, and they said, yeah, she's sinking. They need assistance. I thought that's what happened. I thought that they lost contact with the ship.
They lost contact with the oil tanker because they lost basically all power except just enough to keep the like one engine running to keep the half of the boat that was still basically there afloat. So yeah, they had no contact with them. They just knew the last known location. I think another ship saw them while they were giving their first like Mayday, before they lost contact. But anyways, yeah, so this Coast Guard captain takes the ship out, and after several times on the radio being told like, "Hey, just abandon the mission. You can turn around," he forged through, and they end up, spoiler alert, rescuing everyone off the Pendleton. I will say though, in true Walt Disney fashion, given that it was 1952, there were a lot of scenes where Miriam was the love interest of the I can't remember his name, the captain, but she went into one of the commanding Coast Guard's officers' quarters while they were on the radio with who she was in love with, because she wanted him to come back safely, obviously.
Was it Captain Bligh?
What's that?
He said Captain Bligh.
I said, was it Captain Bligh?
I can't remember the names of. I can't remember his name. There was Ben Pike was one of them. I can't remember the other guy. But it was the most chauvinistic scene I've seen in a movie in the longest time. Like, oh, you're a woman, you can't be here. I'm like, wait, when did this movie come out? And it was like
I said all the time.
2016. Well, I know you do, Todd.
When men are talking, women should step back, stay silent, and wait to the
And there go the numbers.
Yeah, well, the numbers that we have are so high. All right, so what are you going to do about the Bill Murray experience? Are you watching that, pushing it back to next week?
The one I messed up on that I told Nick I would watch as well. I'll do it for next week.
So
that's a Bill Murray experience.
Yeah, put it in his thing, whatever he's assigned, and the Bill Murray.
Well, that's what I did for this week, and I just want to know if I need to do it again for next week.
But to wrap all that up real quick, even though I picked it myself, mediocre movie. Maybe a C. Which is, well, I know. Even though
you picked it from his list, you picked it yourself. Like, oh, this is what I think.
Yeah, but the issue being with his list, there's so much on there besides fucking Jingle Jangle that I have seen.
Yeah,
it was a very, very small list to pick from.
That's true.
All right, thank you, sir. Let's move on. Mr. Todd Dillon, you had the Dead Don't Die. The Dead Don't Die. I think I did. Greg.
Was it from Greg?
Let's just say
it had to have been.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So he did better this time because he got an F- on the other thing. But this time he got solid C. Solid. Right in the middle of the grading spectrum.
Solid.
Yes. It is because, and I.
Solidly average. I love it.
Here's the thing. It's a zombie movie, right? So you have to suspend disbelief. And it's got Bill Murray in it. And there's a bunch of that made me laugh out loud. But there's a bunch of and I suspend disbelief. It's got a bunch of A-listers. Kylo Ren's in it. I don't know, remember what his real name is in real life. Adam Driver, maybe. But anyway, there's a bunch of people you'd recognize. I got the fact that they have RZA in from the Wu-Tang Clan in the movie made me laugh as well. So there's a bunch of little kind of catchy things that make you laugh, which is what gives it the C. But then again, zombie movies, the zombies are no stronger than your average human, and they're actually partly disabled because like they come to the grave and if they broke their arm over, it's like behind their back, so like one armed. Yet they're able to push out of their coffins and push up 6 feet of dirt. I'm like, I can't make that connection. But anyway, it's a pre-apocalyptic thing, and it's a newer movie. So without any spoilers, essentially, we've wrecked the planet, and with all our polar fracking. So there's a bunch of very, very current themes in it about how we're wrecking the environment, and basically the Earth's rotation shifts, and it creates a situation where people are rising from the dead because the world is just all cattywampus. And actually, it made me chuckle a bit as well, because when I was a kid, my grandmother told me that when you see huge colonies of ants being super active, that was like a sign of the end of times, and it terrified me through most of my youth. And the funny thing is that weird superstitious thing my great grandma impressed upon me was one of the things that one of the characters in this, I think Hermit Bob's his name, says, "Oh, there's this crazy ant activity." I'm like, "Oh no, my great grandmother said this." But living in Washington, there's that crazy ant activity every year at my house. So anyway, solid C zombie movie. I would absolutely recommend it for people who like crazy zombie movie where the zombies are eating people for no reason. And in this thing, they have a little bit of their old consciousness, because in this one, other than eating humans, they actually like coffee, which is stupid. Made me laugh. The zombies like coffee, and they always like coffee, and I'm like,
come on,
this is stupid.
I have seen this,
but it's kind of cracking me up. So solid C.
All right, buddy. Thank you, Nick. You had the it was the week 2 of your Bill Murray marathon.
No, week 3.
Oh, that's right, week 3. I forgot.
Caddyshack spurred
Yeah.
me.
So you had the Bill Murray stories.
So basically, the way it went down was Cory gave me Caddyshack.
I gave you Caddyshack.
You gave me Caddyshack. I told you how much I hated it. Cory was like, I'll see you hating that, and I'll give you something else with Bill Murray. And I really hated that. And he's like, you know what? You really hated that. Let me give you something else with Bill Murray.
That was my bad.
And I
told you that.
Perfect. So I was really grinding my teeth, turning this on. I'm like, dude, he would never, ever fucking let me get away with this shit. If he fucking pitched a bitch, like the whole trial and error with Lost.
That was just because you had nothing else to pick from.
I was like, hey, here's the second one of Lost. He's like, I will never watch another fucking thing of Lost again. So if I gave him like 3 weeks in a row of something that there was a commonality of like him hating, like he'd be like, no, I'm fucking not doing it. I'm telling you right now. So I'm like, no, I'm the better person. And the idea behind it is, he completely stated a totally different movie, which I think is very strange that he did that, and he's trying to give a recommendation. But I'm going to understand that, and I like the idea of who Bill Murray is and the things that he does. And I wanted to experience something that I took away a positive from, and I'm like, okay, he must think like, if this third time around, like, it doesn't wow me, then I'm going to be really fucking pissed off. So I know that one last week was just absolutely horrible, so good luck watching that, Cory. But yeah, so the Bill Murray stories, the quick synopsis of it, this is the actual movie I was supposed to watch last week, and basically it's a documentary that was done way better than the one I watched, and it's not dated, so those are two positives. But I did watch it. Basically, the gist of both of the movies is that Bill Murray is like this leprechaun that just shows himself every now and then, and creates these stories for everyday people. And you can't pin them down. You can't try and find them. You can't make it or force it to happen. It's just a happenstance occurrence that he inserts himself into people's lives. So they went through and like showed like all the big name things that Bill Murray's done. And for someone that doesn't watch a lot of movies, it's stuff that you're like, oh yeah, okay, oh yeah, I remember. Like he was in that, But yeah, he's an amazing guy, and he's this big celebrity. And they basically document and go around, instead of like the last chick who was like making it to her life's goal, even ending friendships and relationships to try and nail down Bill Murray, which is the complete opposite of what he is about. This guy was an homage to Bill Murray. Like he even had the opportunity, spoiler alert, through the movie to meet him and have a conversation with Bill. But because he realized what Bill is all about, He didn't take that opportunity. He just took a quick photo with him, and then he left, which I thought was a really classy move because they explained that Bill Murray is this dance to the beat of his own drum kind of guy, doesn't have a cell phone. You got to call an 800 number to get a hold of him. Sometimes he calls people back, sometimes he doesn't, but he very much loves, he realizes that he's such a celebrity. And it's probably been a very, very long time for Bill to be able to go out anywhere and not be recognized. So instead of, trying to hide from the public, Bill went in the opposite direction. And he thought, I'm going to make this the most positive experience I can for everyday people. And on the other side of the coin, I'm going to have this great time that I'm unable to have because I'm a celebrity. So he doesn't announce himself. He doesn't call ahead. He just goes to random things, events, weddings, a truck selling ice cream, something, house parties, and he just shows up and he becomes this chameleon that just kind of melts into the background and just lets everyone know, like, hey, I'm this everyday person. I want to just do whatever I can to enjoy you and your party. It's not about me. It's not, I'll sign whatever autographs you want. I'll get whatever pictures you want. But we're just going to go have fun as if I was not a celebrity at all. He's this everyday guy. Like, there's all these stories, and so they interviewed all these people that told these Bill Murray stories. Like, he went to buy ice cream from an ice cream truck, and he decided that he's very much a man of the people. And so he's like, no, I don't want to just buy ice cream from this guy and take a picture. I want to help sell ice cream. So that's like a big thing of his. Like, he wants to be a blue-collar kind of guy. And it's an experience for him just as much as an experience for the other person, So he kind of forces them to understand, like, hey, get all your starstruck stuff out of the way, like in the first 10 minutes, and then we're just going to have fun. So he has been seen, and they verified all these stories. This guy went around, like, literally the world, meeting these people with these stories and that have taken these pictures and interviewing them. So the one, he went on the ice cream truck. He helped sell ice cream. The next one, he went to a random house party. And they said most of the time, Bill wasn't even around. You just knew he was there. And they went in the kitchen, and he's doing everyone's dishes. And they were like, what are you doing, dude? He's like, no, I just want to help out. And another time, there was a band that showed up at a house party. And he's like, hey, can I play with you guys? Can I get in the band? They're like, oh, yeah, but, what do you want to? He's like, no, that's fine. Pulls a tambourine out of his coat. And he's like, I'll just play the tambourine. And then the cops showed up, and they're like, oh, you guys are being way too loud. And the guy's like, look, dude, I can't turn it down. We've got Bill Murray here, and we've got a live band. There's only like 20 people in this house. And the guy's like, yeah, okay. And so they're like, Bill? He's like, oh, hey, officers, how's it going? Puts his arm around him. He's like, you want to come in for a picture, blah, blah, blah. So then he brought the cops in. And they're like, oh, it's fucking Bill Murray. And then the cops are partying with him. And so there's just all these stories of Bill doing what Bill does.
I think the one that stuck out to me the most, it was mostly that house party, but I believe there was another point in that party where they're like, oh, shit, like, we're out of beer. And they're like, Bill just reached into his pocket and pulled out a bunch of crumpled up bills and just handed them all to me.
So I remember that part. They said, the guy said they were running super low on beer. Wasn't a huge party by any stretch of the imagination. They didn't ask Bill to come. He showed up with a no-name band that was just playing like in his living room. And Bill was like, well, you should go get, let me go get you more beer. And the guy's like, dude, you're fucking Bill Murray. I'm not letting you go buy me beer for my house party. He's like, well, let me at least buy it. And he's like, no way, dude. I'll go to the store. I'll buy beer. Bill's like, listen, and pulls out like a wad of cash. And he's like, I think Bill said something along the lines of, don't worry, I just got paid.
But he also made sure it wasn't in like baller fashion. It wasn't
no.
It wasn't a fat knot of money.
Mess.
He said it was just a crumpled up bunch of bills.
But he made a comment like, it's okay, I just got my paycheck. Like, I just got paid. And the guy's like, he's like, please let me do this for you. And he's like, all right. So he ran to the store. He said he's never moved that fast in his life. And Ended up talking to the cashier within the last 5 minutes of being able to actually buy booze. And he's like, you got to let me fucking buy this booze. Bill Murray's at my fucking house. And she's like, yeah, okay. So she didn't believe him. So he brought the cashier back. And then the cashier partied with him. So there's all these different stories. But super long story short, yeah, awesome.
Better than the one I slipped up on.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay,
it was awesome.
Wow.
That's what I had in mind the first time.
Yeah.
So there you go. My bad.
Bill Murray, the common man.
All right. Before I give my review, which is the last one, I've already figured out. We're gonna draw for next week. So it's gonna be me, Nick, Todd, Cory, and Crabby all in this mix.
Oh boy.
So I'm gonna tell you who's got who, and then you guys can think about it, and I'll give my review, and then when I'm done, we'll do assignments. So,
you know what we should do?
No, but I feel like you're gonna tell me.
You sober October.
It's a talking podcast, Bob. I mean, what do you want me to do? Fucking sign to you?
Yeah, that'd be great.
I think it's a lot of pressure going back and forth.
Yeah.
At least for me, with this kind of stuff. We should do a gentleman's agreement review, and then when we come back from the break, do new assignments to give people some time to
Well, if I tell you now who you got, then you're gonna have even more time.
That's
to
what I'm
figure
saying.
It out. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine. All right, so I got.
Hang on,
Yeah.
not to cut you off again.
No.
Crabby.
No, keep cutting me off. That's fine. He's cut me off once. You need your turn.
I have to.
Yeah.
Crabby, are you okay with that if we do the break then come? Because he's going to be part of it. So,
Yeah.
Crabby, you going to be able to hang out in the room and.
What, Cory? Sorry, I'm here.
Who? What? Where? When? Why? How?
Sorry to wake you up, buddy.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I'm in. All right.
Oh, okay.
Continue.
Okay,
So
I just finished my story, and you're snoring, and you come to my house next week. So just keep that in mind.
Okay. So.
Well, you're not armed any longer, right? I'm fine.
Don't let him feed you anything in his garden. especially
anybody
the
else?
castor bean.
No. Feel free to your thoughts on other random shit. Nope. Okay. So I got Nick. Todd has Cory. Cory has Crabby. Crabby has Todd, and Nick has me. So chew on that, gentlemen. Let me give my review, and then we'll take a break.
A lot of pressure. Jesus, I got Todd.
Salty.
Is that a random reverse?
Yeah, I know, right? God. Okay.
I'm going to assume that someone understood what that was.
My point exactly.
Okay, so I had billions from Todd, and all I got to say, Todd, you son of a bitch. Just when I didn't need another awesome show that I'm going to have to keep finishing, you throw this fucking show, which I had always kind of wanted to watch, but I didn't have Showtime, so I literally signed up for a 30-day trial of Showtime so I could watch this show. So in 30 seconds or less, it's going to be less because we're going over here. Two great actors, Paul Giamatti, who's been in Sideways. He's in the John Adams miniseries. He's been in tons of shit. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Giamatti, Paul Giamatti. And Damian Lewis, who was the commander of Easy Company in Band of Brothers. So every single man should know exactly who that guy is. So these two guys, this will be spoiler free. Paul Giamatti plays the district attorney, I think, for New York. Yep. Okay. And Damian Lewis plays a venture capitalist who's obviously worth billions, and he's got more money than he knows what to do with. And I just got through the first 2 hours, the first two episodes, and it looks like it's going to be, a game of wits between these two, with Paul Giamatti's district attorney looking to take Damian Lewis's character down, and Damian Lewis looking to get away with as much shady shit as he can to continue to pad his bank account and escape the long arm of the law. So you hooked me with the first scene, Todd, of the pilot episode, which I'm sure you remember. And so I guess this will be the only spoiler I give. It's just the first scene of an overhead view of Paul Giamatti laying on the floor in his underwear, gag in his mouth, hands bound to his feet. And a woman comes in frame with a stiletto heel.
I'm listening.
Which she plants directly on his chest, and then she lights a cigarette on this long cigarette holder, And she's like, does that hurt? And he's like, "Mrr." And she's like, well, probably not as bad as this. And she puts a cigarette out in his chest, on his bare chest. And he's like, oh. And then she's like, well, then maybe this will help. And she kind of squats down and she relieves the pain with a little.
With what?
A little urine.
Oh my god!
And that was the first scene of the very first episode before they even went to credits. So I'm like, okay, I feel like I know what kind of show I'm in for now. I'm like, I know Showtime was always a little bit on the racier side, but I'm like, yeah, let's see what else you got. So I'm gonna give it a solid B+. I've only because I've only seen the first 2 episodes.
There we go. There we go.
Well done, sir.
Did you have deja vu?
I'm like, why does that? I'm like, no, dude, that doesn't hurt as bad as you think.
Yeah. Oh, good urine. That helps. I remember. Oh, never mind.
Yeah. Thank God.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
I have a question, and I don't know what happened to me or how I missed it, but
I could tell you. It's a long story, though.
Well, I thought I signed you another movie, and I never ever heard a review, and unless I like totally blacked out the last episode, I never ever heard your review of the movie I gave you before this one.
Judas and the Black Messiah?
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it. You were on that show.
I must have been drunk.
Yes, I think so. And with that, we're going to take a break. So 15 minutes, we're going to come right back. If you are listening to us on one of the streaming services, this will not be 15 minutes. It will be a scant 30 seconds. And we'll be right back. So make a quick bathroom run. But in the meantime, get yourself something to drink, and we'll be right back. Do we have Todd Dillon?
We have no one.
We have no one? Excellent.
I'm going to.
Fantastic.
All right. But, Nick, you're going to try to give Crabby a call here.
I am.
All right. So let's see how that goes. In the meantime, what do we have coming up? We have new assignments for next week for Gentleman's Agreement. We've got some booze news. Oh, and we've got Crabby coming in. Hopefully. We're also going to have the haunt for this October.
Hello.
Mr. Pappas.
Hello, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
So the whole time I was talking, it sounded like shit?
This sounds a little bit better. Well,
Yeah, I wonder if you're connected to your Wi-Fi.
I am. No problem.
Yeah,
it sounds even worse.
You might want to disconnect from your Wi-Fi. I'll give it like 60 seconds, and I'll call you back and just use your cell service.
well,
Son of a bitch! These guys.
All right. While we're waiting for that, Cory, you got a Funko?
I do.
Quick Funko.
Well, hold on. Todd's not going to be happy if he can't hear his music.
He can listen back to it.
Funko this. Funko this.
Oh, that's so good. I'm so hilarious.
Well played. Well played.
Yep.
This week's Funko This is a completion of a collection with. Oh, okay.
Hold on. Hold, please.
We're just pulling them in.
Any better?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit.
Are you like driving around now?
No, I'm just saying. Sorry about that. I feel bad that I probably sounded like shit for your whole show.
No, I'm sure it was completely audible and understandable.
You're very kind.
Yeah. So give us a minute here. We're just doing a little Funko of this with Cory, and then in the meantime, hopefully Todd will join, and then we'll get into Gentleman's Agreement assignments. So, Cory,
Okay, sounds good.
Cory, you're finishing up a collection for
Super Troopers, and this was Ramathorn was the last guy I needed.
Nice.
Okay.
Found him at a disc replay, I believe, and they had a 3-for-1 set or buy two get one free.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually got him for free.
See, when you say they had a buy two get one free sale, it's a bit of a like, why would you do that to us? Because we can't ask you what the other ones that you bought.
No, not yet.
So don't even mention that next time. Just say I got a good deal.
I got a great deal on him.
All right. Well, there you go. So this is number 581 out of the Pop Movies collection.
Yep. Like I say he's the most rare out of all. There's Ramathorn, Farva, Mac, and Foster, and I can't. There was all the troopers. I can't remember the last guy's name.
Littering Ann.
But so
it looks like Freddie Mercury in a cop uniform.
With the mustache, I could see
Porn stash and the glasses.
Makes sense.
I could see why it's a collector's item.
But yeah, there you guys go. Completed
right.
the Super Troopers collection. I know you are both very happy.
I can hardly contain my excitement.
Oh yeah,
I can tell.
Fantastic.
I can tell.
All right, still no Todd?
Nope. He's still must be messing around with that pork belly.
All right, we're going to pivot then to a little Crabby, if you don't mind. We're going to pivot then to a little booze news.
And now it's time for booze news.
All right, so for this week in booze news, I got a couple of quick stories. First of all, Cory from UPI, Chicago. If you are a horror movie fan, and this is for Greg Gumtow, I know you're listening out there. There's a company that seeks a candidate. They're looking for a horror fan to get paid $1,300, cold hard cash, to watch 13 creepy classics and monitor their heart rate to compare the fear factors of high and low budget films. So this is from Finance Buzz, which is a financial website, advice website, announced it is seeking a horror movie heart rate analyst to watch these 13 horror films with varying budgets and compare the scares from big budget movies to their low budget counterparts. The chosen candidate will use a Fitbit device to track their heart rates while watching the movies. And in case you need to know, the films that they have selected are Amityville Horror, Quiet Place Part 2, Candyman, I assume the original, Insidious, Blair Witch Project, Sinister, Get Out, The Purge, Paranormal Activity, and the 2018 remake of Halloween. The lucky candidate who's hired for this ghostly gig will be paid $1,300 for their efforts. We'll also provide a Fitbit to wear during the movie marathon and a $50 gift card to cover the cost of movie rentals, says the website. They are accepting applications through September 26th. The winning candidate, that's actually tomorrow. So get on this.
I say get your applications in, everyone.
The winning candidate will be announced on October 1st. And if you are interested, and I feel like there's a couple of horror movie fans out there, the link to get the assignment is, where is it at? It is on financebuzz.com/get-paid-to-watch-scary-movies.
What?
You could replay that if you didn't get it. Just rewind 15 seconds and you'll get all that. But anyway, so you've got that to look forward to, you horror movie buffs out there. And second booze news story. Chicago suburb attempts world record for largest dog wedding ceremony. We've done a couple of dog stories recently because we know there's a lot of dog lovers within the family and friends of the Schnozzcast. So this is in Chicago. The organizers of a world record attempt in Chicago say they're hoping to gather more than 178 canine couples to break the record for the world's largest dog wedding ceremony. There was a previous attempt in November 2008 in Oak Park, Illinois. That attempt featured 87 canine couples, which fell short of the record. So they're going to try to break it here in the town of Villa Park, at Lions Park in Chicago. There is a officiator, and it will include canines from across the Chicago metropolitan area. And pet owners whose dogs don't have mates to marry can participate in a round of what they're calling doggy speed dating to find an appropriate spouse right before the ceremony. Cory, your thoughts?
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. Was that the end of the story? Okay.
Yeah. I have no more details to offer.
Listen, man, we love our dogs.
We do.
I don't. Come on. Like, you have nothing else? Nothing else.
Look, I think you know as many dog owners as I do, and you know that those dog owners are, some of them are so, to use a really horrible term, rabid in their zeal and their mania for dogs, that they will literally treat their dogs as though they were their own children. They will do things for them that you or I might not even do for our most loved person in our lives, to an alarming degree. And so I feel this is right up their alley. And if you want to give far too much attention to your pet, this is a perfect opportunity before it gets cold in Chicago.
Man, I don't know. That's just, it's almost a bit much.
And you'd be part of a world record breaking ceremony.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be the only like upside to that. Is like, oh, you'd say I was part of breaking a world record, but then again, it really wasn't for you. It was for your dog.
Yeah, but now you've got, the dog has to consummate the marriage at the end of that whole thing. Doggy honeymoon. What's not to like?
A lot, I think. A lot, to be honest with you. Again, like I said, I know I'm a dog guy. I love dogs, but
if Todd were here, he'd be all over this.
I'm here. I'm here.
Todd's back.
God rest his soul.
All right, that's Booze News for the week.
Gentlemen, we've had the shot sitting for about a good 5 minutes.
Yeah, good Lord. Crabby, Todd, hoist them up.
Yes, sir.
It is time for another round of Revel Stroke roasted apple whiskey.
There you go. Whew. I think it's Stoke, isn't it?
Sure.
Sure.
What did I say?
That's fine. Cheers.
Yamaguchi.
Shibuya.
Shibuya.
I gotta say, I think I'm a fan. I think I've been brought over to the dark side. No more Fireball in this house. All right, gentlemen. New assignments.
Yes, sir.
So hopefully you've had a little bit of time to think. And if you'd like, I can try to go first. I drew Nick, and I'm going first because this is always the easiest job. Anybody who's drawn Nick for anyone in Gentleman's Agreement.
I have like 50 movies for Nick.
I know, my list is very long. So, Nick.
Yes, sir.
Any preference on the type of film? It's not going to be something with Bill Murray. I can guarantee you that.
Oh, man. Let's see. I don't know.
Comedy, drama, thriller, Western.
Let's do an Italian movie.
Italian movie?
Yeah.
So just to go off on a bit of a small tangent here, we did stop and get this booze that we're drinking tonight at the store that's right by my house, and it's a store owned by some Middle Eastern gentlemen, very cool guys. I've been going there for years, but for whatever reason, the main guy that's usually there when I show up has what sounds to me like an Italian accent.
Yeah, he's from like Yemen. And Bob's version of him is Italian, and the guy knows Bob by name, which is probably why Sober October is a good thing. So,
yeah, but every time I leave, he's like, "Oh, God bless you, Bob." It's a horrible.
He actually didn't he call you like Bobo or something like Bubba?
Sure.
Yeah, he's like Bubba.
bit of a twang to that. Yeah, but so that was one of the highlights of my evening. All right, so you're saying Italian?
Yeah, like a mafia movie, something like that.
A mafia movie.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you have you watched did we give you Goodfellas already?
I think so, yeah. With Pesci?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Let me think here. Western, sort of Western, old timey flick.
Okay. As much as that makes great audio content,
Yep.
Western. I'm gonna assign you The Circle.
I think you already gave that to me.
No, I didn't.
You gave it to me.
I gave it to Cory.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
One of the seasons, yeah.
Okay. Oh, so this is not the movie The Circle.
No. This is a show.
Do you know what streaming service it's on?
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Got it. Okay. Nick, I'm going to give you. It's the closest I can get to Italian, to like a gangster film.
I mean, none of the I've never seen any of those. So, like, is there, other than Goodfellas, like, is there nothing that pops out? Like, I've never seen The Godfather.
You've never seen The Godfather?
No.
Well, fuck, Cory. I can't pass that up. Can I?
I mean, we also could all just pick our own movies now at this point, too.
He asked.
I mean, there's so
I know.
many movies, but I could go, no, let me make sure it's one from my list, but I really don't. That's better than what I was going to have on my list. So, you sure you haven't seen it?
I'm very sure I have not seen it.
All right. You got it. All right. So that leaves Todd, you got Cory.
Cory, have you seen Ballers?
I do not believe so.
There you go. HBO, baby.
Yeah, that's an HBO production.
You never know. Maybe later on in the week he might tell you that he has.
No, because what I'm doing right now, which I didn't last week for some reason, was look it up to see if I had seen it or not.
Dwayne The Rock, John.
Yeah, no, I've definitely not seen this.
Football. Perfect.
Okay. Cory, you had Crabby.
Yes. Crabby, have you seen Free Solo?
You said Free Solo?
Yeah.
No.
There you go. Free Solo.
All right. The movie, series, what is it?
It's a movie. Documentary, believe it or not. And we'll see you, Crabby.
That's all he was waiting for. He's like, Jesus Christ.
Yep. Click.
That's all I need to know.
Click.
See you later, guys.
He's got to give me one still. He's got to give me one still.
I don't think he wants to.
No, I don't think so.
Well, why does it sound like Crabby is like on like an old operator controlled phone? Like, what kind of, does he need to upgrade? Because it sounds like he's talking in a tin can, which is his phone.
Are you going to call him back?
You're going to have
Oh,
to.
don't
It's
worry.
The only
Don't-
assignment.
Don't
Todd
worry.
needs the assignment.
He just demanded, call me back.
Call me back immediately.
I accidentally hit,
Despite at the fact that I just hung up on you. Call me back immediately.
I
Fat
accidentally
face.
hit that button.
Fat face. You hit it?
No,
Oh.
he did.
Oh.
I can't control his phone.
Hi, you've reached James.
Please be nice and leave a message.
Jimmy.
Hey,
your
sorry
babies.
about that. Yeah, I'm
Anyway.
Was
All
that
right.
was that a little bit of a fat face? Because I do a fat face every now and then, and I hang up my own phone.
that was user operator error. I went to adjust my new Beats, in my ears there, and I went to adjust it. There must be a switch on there or something that shut it down.
I lost my Langostino.
I'm actually purchasing car insurance right now.
All right, Crabby, you got Todd to round it out.
So I just want to make sure I got what I need. Free Solo, and it's a movie, or what is it, Cory?
It's a movie. It's a documentary.
Can you give him
Of course it is. Yeah,
where you can find it?
Documentary.
You
I'll
can try.
find it.
I'll say you can try Netflix, but I don't know. It's been a little while since I've seen it on there, so you might have to just go on and just watch.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, Bob, can you text me Free Solo while I'm coming up with Todd here?
Yes, I will.
All right, Todd, it's so stressful because we've probably seen everything That's what the stressful part is. Have you seen the series on HBO, Treme?
What was it called again?
Treme.
Treme.
I have not.
Treme.
Isn't that one of the Jacksons?
No. that's Tremaine.
Oh, okay. No, I think there's a cousin, Tremaine Jackson.
Yeah.
I've not seen or heard.
What's that for series? You got to see the first. How many episodes you got to watch?
Well, he's got to watch 2 hours worth. So if the episodes,
they're an hour.
So he's got to watch
they're an hour.
at least 2.
Yeah. Do you want me to give you a little background of what it is?
No. Nope. That's not how it works.
Crabby, come on, man.
I'm on it.
So,
by the way, guys. So Mary, part of the reason Mary was giving me a whole this episode is, but the bright spot she said was Crabby. She said he is funny. He'd be a regular host, and I should get fired.
Wow.
Yeah. So
that?
hopefully you're my wife. So hopefully your movie doesn't suck because my wife clearly loves you.
Todd, I'm feeling a little like not gonna lie. That aside, I'm feeling a little like Uncle Leo when I find out that Mary's gonna be in Michigan and you don't even stop by to say hello.
I know. She didn't want to have anything with you knuckleheads.
You can't say hello.
Nick, by the way,
yeah,
he said that the artwork for the podcast was amazing. So you guys got love. Bob and Cory and I all got dissed. Mary clearly has 2 favorites, and Bob and I are not them.
Well, tell Mary to go on YouTube and check out the videos. Then she might like my talent as well. So
even their wieners.
What? What
That's awesome. Todd Dillon drop. I love it. Todd Dillon drop.
Man.
What was the drop?
Even their wieners.
I love it. Eloquently placed too.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I'm going to stick my dick in the mashed potatoes.
All right, Crabby, you want to stay on for a little bit, or you want to drop? I think we're done with Jones' agreement now, so I'll give you the option.
All right, I am going to save the rest of my content for next week, fellas. I'm going to drop off here. So thanks for having me on. And I
quit
will,
while you're ahead. Well, Mary likes you.
Exactly. Dude, you're reading my mind. Marrying me was a big part of my decision there. I'm like, I need to drop off now.
Todd, before
end on a high note.
Todd, before the podcast,
Showmanship.
Weren't you tell me that I need to punch Mary directly in the neck?
In the neck.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna let that marinate for a little bit, and I'll text her later.
Yeah, and I'm gonna drop off after that, fellas. Be cool. I'll see you,
all right, Jimmy.
See you next week.
We'll see you, Crabby.
Peace out.
See you next week.
5,000. So I'll be watching the Jermaine Jackson story on Netflix.
Okay. Hey, Todd, do you you know what?
Yes.
Let me pivot.
Yes.
So you introduced us a week or so ago to a fantastic Instagram profile for, it's called Men with a Pot. Is that right?
That is it. And it's not a 420 reference.
Gotcha. So can you give the folks a little, we were all kind of taken with this profile, and you've taken it to the next level. So can you give a quick, like, what is it?
Well, I don't know if I've taken it to that yet because it's still a work in progress. But essentially, there is a video series, and my sister tipped me to this. My sister is a master baker. She makes cakes and is a great cook, just phenomenal. And if anybody who knows me knows that I love to cook. And she sent me a video of this crew because I think it's a guy who clearly has chef skills, but the Instagram hashtag is Men with the Pot. I'm double checking to make sure I'm not saying it wrong. And there's a video of this guy actually going out into the woods, starting a fire, and he brings is his pot, his Yeti cooler, some pork belly, some onion, and some ingredients to make a bread. Because it looks like a cornbread. There's no cornmeal in it. But anyway, long story short, the guy cooks this fabulous looking pork belly on an open fire in the middle of the woods, cracks the salt off it, and then makes himself crunchy bacon sandwich with sweet bread that he's made from scratch in the woods, stirring with a stick. So I shared that with everybody who I know. And tonight I have, and that's actually why I was a little late coming back, I actually have a pork belly on my egg. I'm mimicking this as close as I can with doing it on an egg rather than doing it on open fire.
That's
Wow,
fantastic, man.
that's awesome.
I can't imagine how good that's going to taste.
So, well, and I'll tell you, I can't imagine either because now I've actually just cracked the salt crust off the top. So now I'm waiting for the to crisp up on the very top. But I will tell you one thing. Once I got the grills going, walked the dogs, came back, I was at the right temperature on the egg, put on my cast iron skillet and some red onions and garlic in a little bit of oil on the cast iron skillet. And oh my God, that is the smell of heaven. Onions and crushed garlic, absolutely phenomenal by itself. And then I'm not gonna lie to you, I got a little bit of wood when I dropped the pork belly on top of it.
Wow.
Thank you for that visual, Todd.
I had to slink back in the house. I was slinking back into the house like my old social studies teacher. Even their wieners. Oh man, it smells so good outside at my place right now. So after the episode, the cool thing is that the pork belly's getting close, crisping up the top. And I actually have the mix for the it's not cornbread, but it looks like cornbread. I have the mix for the bread that he made going, and I actually bought some red jalapenos. I bought this huge plug ginger. I'm going to do this thing exactly like you do with all the same original ingredients you used, and put my own Todd Dillon spin on it the next time. But right now, I'm trying to mimic him as close as I can, and I'm super excited.
Yeah,
so I'm going to have a big old heart attack sandwich right after the show's over.
And for people that don't understand the reference, Todd on the egg is cooking on the big green egg grill. So
actually, I'm using two because I'm using one. I have a different temp profile for the pork belly and a different one for the bread.
The first egg is if you look out his back door, it's on the left, and then you'll see the helicopter, and then the second egg right next to the waterfall, and then you'll see his cast iron skillet.
One of them, I think, he had to contact the company because it was too big, and they actually had to drop it in via helicopter. So some of us can't even afford the small ones.
Same
Ace
helicopter
Hardware,
pilot I had
but
at
Todd
your
has
place.
several.
Yeah, Ace will arrange it for you. You just have to ask.
There was like the smallest one at Ace. It was like probably the size of two basketballs, like this grill, this tiny like big green egg grill, and it was like $375. And I'm like, what am I going to cook
for the smallest one?
Fucking cook a fucking burger on this? Like, what the fuck am I cooking on this shit?
Hey, my sister makes miracles on a medium one. I bought my sister a medium one years ago.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude.
Well, Todd, just so you know, the Schnozzcast is looking for any donations of big green eggs. So if you want to send one this way, that'd be more than fun.
Maybe add it to my
I told you I'd chip in. I'm good. I'm good for.
By the way, winter or not, fall or not, preferably it'd be nice if Todd was here. But if not, regardless, we have to get the propane burner in the big pot, and we have to do a shrimp boil. Let's
yeah.
in the next couple weeks. In the next couple weeks, we'll get a bunch of prawns, some shrimp.
Come on. Why is it got to be the next couple of weeks? Do it next time I'm in town.
We'll do that as
Which
well.
is?
But
What is that,
yeah, it's what is that?
2022?
Yeah, exactly. I saw something today on Facebook of this guy from Nolans, and black guy, and he's like, "This is what we're gonna add." Blah blah blah.
Easy there, buddy.
No, dude. He had
Say black guy. That's everybody in New Orleans sounds. I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Did you just see the dude? It's funny you say it that way. The thing that broke my brain this past week, the whole Nicki Minaj scandal with Trinidad and her cousin's friend's uncle who was impotent because of or his balls grew because of the vaccine. But the dude who is the president or whatever the highest guy in Trinidad and Tobago is a white guy, and he sounded just like Bob Marley, and it fucking broke my brain. Dude, absolutely phenomenal.
People from Louisiana, like, what we're gonna do? We're gonna add some. He's like, we're gonna add some garlic, and we gonna put down. We'll get some onions. We're gonna put some onions, and and I'm like, what?
Exactly.
But he did. It
doesn't matter the color. It's just that region.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. He did all these containers of lemon juice, lemons. He put in all kinds of fucking different seasoning. He put in corn and shrimp and all that shit, all the fucking sausage. And I was like, okay, I just have to try this. I surprisingly have not tried this before, a boil, like an actual boil before. So I'll buy. I know you've got the pot, right? Yeah. So
it's actually Cory's mom's pot.
If you get the measurements for me,
yeah.
If we go to Restaurant Equippers, they have all that shit. That's the stuff where you guys got the pans for.
Yeah,
they're super cheap.
You need to let me know next time you're going to go because I want to buy that same pot so that Cory can
we can go at
subtly give his mom her pot back.
We can go at any time, but what I want to get is the insert with the holes, so you can
so you know,
pull all the stuff.
I'm sorry if you joined late. Like I got that pot from Cory's mom.
Yeah,
and I'm like, is it that blueberry yum yum? Is that good shit? Is that sticky?
Is it the boysenberry jam? Is that what it is?
Exactly.
Not to mention when we went to the ox roast, they were doing all the corn and everything in one of those pots on just a little fire burner, and I snapped a picture of it because I was like, dude, we have to do this. This is fucking awesome. I need one of these just to have, you know. And
right.
I mean, I feel like that's just something we got to do. So
all right,
there it is right there.
Hey Nick, after the show, I guess there's another. There's a Cajun dude you have to see. I will send the group another one.
Yeah, there's actually someone I follow, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't watch that whole video. I was at work at the time or whenever when you sent it, but I was familiar with the style because there's a guy that I follow on Facebook that only cooks out in the wilderness, and he cooks all his stuff like on a campfire. He cuts all the meat and everything like on a rock. Like, it's just really, really cool to watch. You never see the guy, you just see the food, which is awesome.
The funny thing, I was just sucked in. I thought it was awesome. The funny bit that Mary glommed on was, she's like, hey, so he drove his truck that looks like a mob truck out with a Yeti cooler, and he had all this other stuff. Why did he have to stir the bread mix with a stick? He's good. She's like, he brought the coolest knife ever, and he didn't bring a spoon. Like,
yep,
that's because you outdoorsing.
It might be the same person because this guy has one of those giant like iodized knives, you know, that he uses with like a olive wood handle. You know, like it's just he's got some really cool shit, and he makes some really cool shit like way out in the woods. He does stuff like in the wintertime in the snow. Like it's just awesome. So yeah, let me know how that goes.
We'll let you know how it goes. And by the way, I did, and for chuckles too, I sent these guys the video, and the knife that he used to prepare everything just looked like that's what every dude cooking outdoors should have. And
like
so,
is that the knife that Cory was giving you shit because he's like, that's not the one on the
website?
So
I know. I bought a replica with a better handle. Like
now,
instantaneous.
Todd,
and since Mary's listening, hold on. Since Mary's listening, my sister has been trying to buy me the actual knife on their website, and it's always out of stock. So I was able to actually research and figure out who made it for them, and bought the knife that is the equivalent in the brand that it is. And my sister's going to pay me back. So I bought that knife like within 15 minutes watching the video.
Yeah.
Still not as impressive as the one they have on their site. Because as a matter of fact, the night you sent me the link, they had it in stock. So had you told me that, I would have
like
bought it.
2 seconds.
Yeah,
you should have bought it. Well, if you see it again, just to make you happy, Corey, I'm happy to have both. But I was able to leverage my new badass Gladiator series knife tonight.
I'll give you a little bit of a break on the fact that the other one has been out of stock, but it's still not as cool as the original one that you showed us.
Bullshit.
It's not. Sorry, dude. I'm being honest.
All right, easy, fellas.
I can't wait till you sign me a movie again, so I can be honest with you.
That's fine.
We're supposed to love each other.
That's why we're here. We're here to be honest.
I'll be honest with you.
We're here to create content.
Oh, my bad.
No one wants honesty.
Yeah, we're not doing either.
Exactly. No, I'll be honest with Corey moving forward.
All right, so I thought we'd do 100 questions.
We still have to get the haunt.
Oh, the haunt. Oh, my bad. Let's do that first. The haunt for
Do the do.
this October?
Yep,
Is that what it's called? Okay.
it is the haunt. Oh, I forgot we're connected to Bluetooth still.
Wow.
It doesn't have to be that loud. Okay, the haunt.
Wait, yeah, let's do that again.
There we go. For this October.
Jesus
I'm like trying to
Christ.
hold. I'm like, why is that so loud even when I'm pulling the phone away?
Yeah, thank you for doing it again so I can cut out the first part.
Yeah, thank you. So the haunt for this October, if you guys aren't familiar with what it is, so I have this book. It's called Michigan Haunts. I actually picked it up at Walgreens. It was surprising that they had this there. But it's Michigan Haunts, Public Places and Eerie Spaces by John Milan and Gail Offen about all different haunted places in Michigan. It's got cool little blurbs of different places that you can go that are known to be haunted in Michigan. So this one's got a really cool, creepy photo of this old black and white. It looks like a school or industrial building, something like that, and all these Native American women in white dresses. So really short, sweet. This is in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. It says Mount Pleasant, but not
Central Michigan.
Mount Pleasant, but not pleasant. Built in 1892 to educate Native American children, the Mount Pleasant Indian Industrial Boarding School has a sad past. If you're in the area, the abusive staff, as history once said, tried to erase the language and culture and customs of the Native American people back in the time. Hundreds of Native American children are said to be buried there in the area. The building was later used as a mental hospital and has been closed since 2010. People have said that figures have been seen roaming the grounds, and there have been reports of moans, crying, and screams. Note that this is now the property of the Saginaw Chippewa Tribal Nation, who hope to make it a museum. Be respectful, do not trespass here, and be aware that it's a patrolled area. But I thought that was a super cool ghost story area. Like, check out. Obviously, you can't go on the land, but if you're in the area of Mount Pleasant, this was the Native American children, the Mount Pleasant Indian Industrial Boarding School. But, like, that is creepy as hell, dude. Moans and cries, like, that's crazy.
That just makes me want to go on the land even more.
I'm just going to say...
Clarifying question. So you guys think it's cool. So let me back this up a little bit. Mm-hmm. So the people in America...
So white people think it's cool.
Exactly. I'm like, the people in America who've been fucked harder than most anybody on the earth. They tried to freaking welcome settlers, and then they got fucked and then shut down the reservation. And then we put them into schools, tortured the shit out of them, and their ghosts are roaming around, and we're like advocating that people go there and listen to the toil of people through eternity.
No, they're not.
Am I hearing that right?
Yeah, I feel like perhaps there's miscommunication because we do not we don't segregate and we don't discriminate against any ghost. If it was a bunch of white people, it would still be super creepy. and I would still be telling the story. It just happens to be that it was a Native American school and a place in Michigan, so it's in the book. But I think it's a horrible backstory, and obviously they're telling you not to trespass on the land, but I think it builds it builds up into like the fountainhead of what the story is all about. That not only is it just like, you know, some woman that was slaughtered there, but there's so much history of how horrible it absolutely was. And so, I mean, that's probably why, I mean, some of the most haunted areas are places where there were grave injustices, you know, and unfortunately that's just the way it goes. You know, like I was telling the guys down in Monroe, there's a field where it was like the bloodiest battle in Michigan, which was over the River Raisin. And there's like a healthy mix of white and Native Americans, because the Native Americans came up and assisted us along with people from Kentucky. But many, many people were killed there, and there's actually a monument, but they say there's a lot of people in period uniforms that they've seen walking the fields. So, yeah, I mean, discrimination goes out the window with haunts, but usually when there's injustices like that, I mean, that's when you have the most, like, spiritual activity. Done.
Mic drop.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
All right. I'm gonna jump in with 100 questions.
Yep.
I'm ready.
And
Do-
I even changed my question based on Nick's haunt for this October.
Yeah, it better not be Native American questions, because I'm going to get really mad.
No, you inspired me. So the question is to the group: are there any values that you hold that where you know you are in the minority, but you stick to them anyway? And I'll go first. When I saw Nick grab his book, and then as he was reading the book, he took the front cover of the book and he folded that shit underneath.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it was a paperback, but he fucking folded it underneath. I was like, it was like fingernails on a chalkboard.
Anxiety?
Yeah, super anxiety. Because I was, when I was a kid, I was a big reader, and I loved, you know, in school when they would go like, hey, guess what's happening tomorrow? The Scholastic book magazine is coming and you get to order books. And I was like, oh my God, this is like Christmas for me. So when I saw you fold that book back, I was like, oh no, he's one of those book folders. But I'm like, that's just a value that I hold, where like I would never do that. And if I knew you did that, like I will never lend you a book because I know you'll do that. But I know I'm in the minority. Like I know this is a weird thing that not everybody cares about, but it's just important to me. So I think it's a pretty good example. That's what prompted the question.
I think a lot of that holds true because you are big on physical items like that you can collect and keep, and you're big on music, albums, movies, things like that that you can keep. Yeah. It would be like if somebody took a Funko and fucking sat on it, or just crushed the box right in Cory's face. He'd be, oh God.
Depends which one it is.
Yeah. I mean, that box is worth so much. I mean, I've got Funko boxes like lying on the floor right now because I'm like, I don't care about that.
And so does that drive you nuts, Cory? Does that something that gives you anxiety? Like what's your thing that you do where you're like, I know I'm one of the very few people that cares about this shit, but it's just a thing that bothers me. If like, this is what I would do that's different from what other people do.
That in that aspect, I don't necessarily have an answer for you. Like I had my answer for as far as the minority like aspect of what.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, so like I hate coffee, and that's just something I've never been able to like. I've been trying lately to really get on board with it, but it's not my thing, and I can't. No matter what I do to it or what I try to mix into coffee, I just can't stand it.
Yeah, but what is like a drive you nuts thing? Like not just like, oh, I don't like coffee and I'm trying to get on board with it. Like
no one's making you eat.
Yeah, there's
coffee.
there are many
Go
ahead.
What's that?
Sorry, I was going to say, Andy hasn't coffee stirred with my wiener yet. Do that drop.
There are many.
even their wieners.
There's many Coryisms. Like, he's very particular.
If anything makes me that like anxious or upset about something, then it'd be like I have my stuff, and I know where my stuff is. Everything has its place. If it's not put back where it needs to be put back at, or put away the way it needs to be put away, that drives me crazy.
Well, so does Danielle ever do those things where she doesn't put things back where they're supposed to go, or
she has, but it's become the point where I've been like, I get home, I'm like, oh, why is this not? And so now she's just like, okay, if it's his, I'm going to leave it. Which I
she
appreciate.
Just goes, I'm not even going to try. Cory will put that away.
Yeah.
I think we all have a certain level of OCD, of what we define as its own place, because it's its own place, and the place was given by each specific person. There's no rule, but with Cory, each thing in his bag has its place of where he wants it to be and the familiarity of where he wants it. So there would be no reason other than, being as close as we are that I would know everything. Like, so if I dumped out one of Cory's bags and put it into like the blue bag instead of the black bag, and just haphazardly threw it in there, he would spend the next 45 minutes swishing all that around into where it's quote unquote supposed to go.
Yeah.
And I'll give you one that's very simple of mine, an everyday thing that drives me insane. And surprisingly, because I have people over a lot, is someone wiping their hands on a towel in a bathroom and then just putting the towel in a pile, like on the rack.
Well,
like,
take it off. Is it your towel on a towel holder?
On a towel rack.
So they take it off the towel rack.
Whatever it may be. Wipe their hands off and just kind of haphazardly.
And they don't hang it back up on the rack.
Right,
where they got it.
just kind of crunch it up there.
Yeah.
Like so it can't dry and it's going to get mildew. So there are many people that go into the bathroom like a hurricane, and they pee all over the fucking place, and they're like,
that's fine.
And they're like,
but
it feels like this is directed at me.
No,
come on, Nick, you prick.
And they're like,
I used your futon for a couple weeks in a row.
No, it's not. And then they just like la 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 la, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. As long as they jam it in the rack, it's like sideways and like not drying.
So they
correctly.
made an attempt, but they didn't.
Yeah,
there was no thought.
There's no
concern.
No concern whatsoever.
Okay.
Well, I'm glad I don't feel bad about rubbing your toothbrush against my butt then for 2 weeks.
Oh, dude.
He's fine with that.
Tastes kind of nutty.
The brown one? Are you talking about the brown one?
I want to know what savage is coming. Because if a towel is on a towel rack and I'm at someone else's house, I'm not taking it off the rack. Like, I'll dry my hands on it.
Yeah.
What if you go to dry your hands on it and the front half of the towel is already damp? Do you go to the back half?
I do.
I do.
I rotate.
Depending on where I'm at, I may immediately go to the back half and not even test the front half.
There's a lot of people.
Exactly. I'll throw the wet towel, throw the towel on the floor, and find a new towel. I'm not an animal.
There are a lot of people that don't understand that concept, and that's this. It's the same with if someone were to shower or take a shower, and I mean it's really very rare because I'm not having people come over and shower, but. If they were to like throw the towel on the floor, like, oh, dude, we're gonna fight. We're gonna have,
which I did not.
No, you don't. I'm not.
Okay, I was gonna say I folded up.
Fucking
and
hang it up.
And I
hang it up straight. Do not fucking one side of it's fucking falling off, and it needs to dry. That's fine. But yeah, those are my little
I didn't. And Bob's looking at me like,
no, accusingly, like, you know what you did.
No, I made sure I hung it up.
I could have a whole podcast about these things.
Todd, we never heard you weigh in on this, did we?
We did not, because I have two things that are equal. People eating in my car or drinking in my car. It for whatever reason it grinds me, and Mary loves to eat and drink in cars.
Are you talking about if they spill the food or the drink
no,
in the car?
It's just because I know eventually a spill or crumbs and things will come. So I don't like people eating or drinking at all in my car. We can wait till we get to where we're going. There's that, and people eat then we stop and we go into a restaurant and we eat like civilized people.
But what if it's only a Bob Evans and there's no tomato juice and pepper?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I think that's equal to people who eat foods that are like a specific dish, like because this is a Mary thing, but I don't like cold food, and I don't like if I make spaghetti, or whatever, I don't like eating the sauce until it's on pasta or until the thing is done. So from that perspective, I think those are equal in my mind. People eat my vehicles, drives me absolutely bonkers. Eat or drink in my vehicles, and equal to people eat cold food and meats that like go together, but they start like picking at them when they're cold, not put together. Those are equal in my mind. Things that drive me insane. Mary likes to eat cold dishes, and it freaking hurts my soul.
Well, I mean, she is married to you, you cold-hearted bastard. So
Yeah, that is true.
Well, no, and by the way, I named Mary, but there's tough people like, oh, you made. I'm like, yeah, and I'm like, let me warm some up for you, and they start picking at it when it's cold. I'm like, you dirty, uncivilized bitch, leave my home.
So you won't, if something's cold, you won't have a single taste of it.
No. Not unless it's meant to be cold. I mean, I'll eat cold cocktail shrimp. I'm not.
Right. I'm not saying take something that's supposed to be cold and warm it up. Like that would.
If it's supposed to be warm, you eat it. If it's supposed to be warm, you eat it warm. I was going to say it again.
You're
it's
not,
over there by my B.
You're not taking.
If it's supposed to be warm,
toss
you
them in the
eat it
microwave.
warm.
Microwave.
If the microwave's all you need to warm it up, then so be it.
Microwaved crackers.
That's the first thing that came to mind for some reason.
No,
I don't know
that's
why.
genius.
No, it drives me insane because Mary loves eating cold dishes, and a lot of people will like dip in things, and it drives me insane. If it's meant to be hot, serve it and eat it hot.
Well, hey, listen, we've got one last shot here, sitting here. Todd, you going to join us, or have you had it? Have you had enough?
I've had two, so I guess I'll have a
Tomfoolery.
3. Brown sugar bourbon.
And I'll tell you this right now. One last one that will drive a lot of people crazy. It's going to split the cast, or it's going to split the audience.
Wait.
Under, like, if someone were to replace my toilet paper and put it on underrolled instead of over.
It's got to go over.
Wait,
the
hold
top.
on. So they would replace. So they used up the roll,
Yeah.
pulling it from the top, and they deliberately went the other way.
There are many people that I know that think they're doing something good.
Like if there was no roll there, and they didn't know which way it was rolling, so they just put it on the way that they did.
No, they used
I'm not
it.
sure you get mad at it, but right.
But
to your
there
point, if
are
they-
people that
if
don't-
they used it rolling from the top, and then
like you know the
replace
mentality
the roll
like,
from the bottom.
oh, I don't see the world in color. There are people that don't see the world in toilet paper rolls, and they're like, I just put it on. Is that not good enough? And it's like,
Yeah.
if I went if I went into the bathroom and saw that, nothing else could happen until I fix that.
Do you think that maybe they saw you were a top roller and they're like,
Nope, I don't think.
Nope.
With those kind of
That's
people,
wrong.
with those
Should be a bottom
with
roller.
those kind of people, I don't think that they think of that maliciously. I think they're just trying to replace it, and that's the way they do it.
And
I was
it
gonna
goes
say,
on the way it goes on. And once again, why are you targeting me? So I put on your floor. I didn't freaking fluff your towels. And now I fucking didn't put your toilet paper on right. You freaking vindictive bitch. Next time I fly there, I'm just going to take shits in your lawn and wipe my ass with your sheets.
I will say this: when Cory leaves, I love to stroke the ego of Cory when I can because it doesn't happen very often. But credit where credit's due. When Cory leaves, he does clean up and put away stuff. And when Todd and Bob leave, it's like they're just being born again, and they just robbed a bank and they're trying to get out of there as quick as possible. Like, holy fuck, where am I? I gotta go.
I got shit to do.
It looks as if someone spiked them on the futon. Because it's like a car accident. There's blankets on the ground. There's pillows off to the left.
Yep.
Futons unfolded.
Chase was on the right.
Yeah, and I'm like,
But then the next
To
week,
be fair,
like
I don't know if I have to hug somebody when I see him. So it's bolt when you get up.
bolt when you get up. To be fair, like
Exactly.
the next weekend when I would show up here at Nick's house for the podcast, I would come downstairs and he'd be like, "Hey, buddy, here you go," and he'd hand me like a T-shirt, one of my T-shirts that he had washed and given it back to me. And we've been doing this so long, and this is a dance that we're both familiar with. I just go, "Thanks, man," and put it in my bag. And there's like no questions asked. I don't ask like, I don't remember leaving this here, or thanks for washing it for me, or like, where did you find it? Like, there's none of that that's necessary.
Where's my chocolate?
I know it's mine. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna do one more question, but before we do that, this booze is sitting here getting warm. So Tipping back, gentlemen.
Woo.
Oh, yeah.
So someone did comment in, though, and said that she ate half a cold hamburger while I drove home from Bob's today. Maybe it's a girl thing.
And hopefully in Bob's car. That'll make it this effective.
No, we got food from the lunchbox in Dearborn Heights today. Good sandwiches, but Lori opted for a burger. She ate half her burger. I ate half my sandwich, and so when she left to go back home, I gave her leftovers, and she's like, "Oh, I might eat this on the drive." I'm like, "Why would you do that? Just wait to get home." Like, eating in the car when you don't have to eat in the car seems really backwards to me.
Yeah, if you're on a trip or something.
You've got a 20-minute drive.
If I'm starving and I haven't eaten all day, and I have to eat something in the car,
No, hold on.
then okay.
Oh, if you're having you haven't eaten today, you know what you do? You drive to a restaurant and you go inside and you get something.
But if you have leftovers from only a couple of hours previously, like take that shit home and drive 20 minutes. You can wait 20 minutes. That was my only point. I'm like, I don't know why you're eating in the car. If you're that hungry, like you could sit back down at the table at my house and you could eat this burger.
20 minutes. You can wait on that one.
I will tell you this, Todd. From the person that's pointing the biggest finger, the Schnozzcast Finns are big car eaters. They are huge, huge car eaters. They do not have self-control. I'll tell you that right now. We will.
And here's the thing.
You don't.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that as long as it's their car. Like. Yeah, I'm not going to lose my mind if you're eating your food in your car and there's sesame seeds all over your shit. If you're in my car, frickin' hold it together until we get to a restaurant.
Granted it was up north, and so I don't have any personal knowledge of everyday life. But I've worked with Cory, and there's no social situation that he won't eat. I've seen him eat in our roll calls. I've seen him eat while he's driving. I've seen like full sandwiches and drinks and fries.
He was meeting the president, and he was munching on some Funyuns.
I've seen Danielle whilst kayaking, dipping chips in guacamole. Hold on.
Which you should have went badly.
Personally brought guacamole in small containers with a bag of chips whilst kayaking. So, and then I got yelled at. I said, "What is that?" She's like, "I was hungry." I'm like, "Oh my God, okay." I'm like, I've never seen anyone with a small container like that you made at home. Like, this is plan ahead of time container of, like, this is not like I bought this at the store. This is, I put guacamole in this little tiny container and I'm chewing it while I'm kayaking.
I will say, though, that does show me that's one thing that's going to make her a great mom, is because the way she packs for herself, Jesus Christ, my mom didn't even do for us.
Oh, dude, she'll pull out a...
Just kidding, Mom. Yes,
dude, I wish she was my mom, because she will pull out a bag of mixed squares of cheese and sausages sliced up really nice. I'm like, "Where is that from?" She's like, "I made it before we came out today." And like all the pre-made stuff, like, it looks fantastic, but it's nothing that I would take the time to do. Like, I would just...
She's very big on preparing stuff like that and having it set aside. And then now that she has the cooler that she has for her kayak that has way more room than any other cooler we've ever had. Yeah, she just like, "Oh, I have these snacks," and yeah, she has little personal cups of guacamole that she brings. I'm like, Jesus.
The only thing that would have blew my mind
more. Does it have a fridge on it?
Yeah,
Todd, it basically is.
Fridge on it?
It basically is.
Only thing that would have blew my mind more, and it's, I've got many years of being friends with them, hopefully, in the future to look forward to. But would be being on a kayak and like enjoying some soup or cereal in a bowl. So like, if that happens, I might lose my mind. But one thing I wanted to bring up to you guys that I have not purchased yet that I'm about to, and I might purchase one for each one of us, and I have not pulled the trigger on it yet, but it is a mini refrigerator, little retro refrigerator. It's about this big. It's about 10 inches tall, and it holds 6 beers. And this one, 6 beers at 32 degrees. This specific fridge not only does that, but if you unplug it, switch the button on the back, plug it back in, it also heats stuff up. And it is on sale right now for like $41. and I may get one for each
Is
of
there a
us.
model that holds 12 beers?
No, but think how great this would be. Like
It's called a Frigidaire box.
Can I have 2 of these?
Listen,
Because
if we ran cords and each had our own little fridge next to these desks, that we could never have to get up during the podcast other than to piss.
yeah, I suppose that's true.
That would be so cool. And I was and it's on my it's
I
in
love
my
how
it's in my cart right now. Right now.
the number of people who are not watching us is staggering. And the number of
people that are not watching us is huge.
who don't care that we right, staggeringly huge. The number of people who notice that we get up and go get a beer from the fridge is so infinitesimal.
It doesn't matter. But the cool
Not
part
sure if it's worth $120.
no, 120.
40.
Oh no. But the other cool part about
Oh no,
this.
I'm not buying yours.
Listen. Oh, I will. But the other cool part about this is that it comes with a car charger.
Ooh,
Oh, yeah.
now you're
Yeah.
talking.
Dude.
You had me.
So
at car
when we go
charger.
when we go kayaking and shit like that, like you could literally just dude. Yeah. I'll show you guys later.
All right.
Wow. Okay, so
Todd's been fiercely typing this entire time,
Has
so
he really?
I think he's actually looking it up right now to get him-
30 it's actually $39.99.
okay, all right. So let's finish this up and then we'll close it out. So last question. Who? We'll start with Todd. This shouldn't be too long.
Yes, sir.
Who's your first crush?
Ooh, her name popped right in my head. She's a Michigan girl, though. So am I allowed to say it? Because like she's like,
Sure. You don't live in Michigan.
she's like famous now.
Is it Carmen Harlan?
What? No. Stabenow.
Is it Aggie Usedley?
stabbing out.
Aggie Usedley used to do the lotto drop
No.
of the ball.
My first crush was a girl by the name of Ann Schaefer. I'll never forget it. She just like a little boy, and I loved her to death.
She's like a little boy. What?
Oh my god.
Loved her.
Oh, righty.
Okay.
That's great.
Yeah. Wow.
Cory?
Well, you guys actually, she's a fan of the show. My friend Kate.
Kate Alice?
Yeah.
Was your first crush?
Yeah.
How old were you?
We were in
Mine
elementary
too.
School, like
Mine too.
seventh, 8th grade.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Does she know this?
Oh yeah. I wouldn't be saying it right now if she didn't.
Well, I didn't know if this was like a Schnozzcast exclusive,
It is to, to you guys and
but not to Kate.
no.
Well, Cory, we've got Kate on the line right now.
Cory, you never told me.
So yeah, there you go.
I think so. Mine was a Dawn Gallinette. When it was in 7th grade, Stout Junior High, right outside of math.
She was
class.
stout.
She was not
Shaped
Stout.
like a
We
fire hydrant?
went to Stout Junior High, right outside
Oh.
of math. Right outside of math class. She kissed me in the hallway. First crush.
She was your
tongue?
first crush just because she kissed you.
No. Before
Because she
prior to
felt
that.
sorry for you.
Yeah,
So she lost a bet, Bob.
that's probably true. Nick,
So I will say this. We're going to do first names only on this one.
okay.
It's a girl named Jessica.
Jessica Biel.
No.
Damn it.
Smoking hot. And
Right, Jessica
Chastain.
no.
Biel. Chastain.
Chastain.
And I will explain to you after the show
Alba.
why
Alba.
we're not doing a last name.
Oh, okay. Oh, I love it. Dirt.
Please remind me.
Dirt
because
in the after party.
If I forget, remind me.
No. It'll be like we're gonna walk upstairs,
Yeah.
and I will immediately remind you.
Please. Because I want to let you know.
Why are you even waiting till we
Nova?
walk upstairs?
I'm not even sure.
Does Jessica Alba listen to our show?
Oh, she does now. And if she doesn't, I'm about to hear why. And ladies and gentlemen, with that revelatory bombshell exclusive, that is the podcast for the weekend, episode 142 for Schnozzcast. On behalf of Nick, Cory, Todd, this is Bob saying thank you for joining in. Please tune in next weekend for episode 143. Good night.